Yash, you've avoided doing it for a while. I'm
You're
sure
the worst.
you have to.
I
Tell
still
me
have my
what
inspiration
happened.
from last time.
God, okay. So we went into the city. We put our horse somewhere, and then we heard that like there were these like caves or something with a bunch of spiders. We got some intel that Samson might have been in there, or is still in there. So we went in there. We did a bunch of we went through it, killed a bunch of spiders. That was cool. We had the snake spider hybrid thing that was like, yo, Mavis, you and I are like homies. And then Mavis was like, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much factual.
And so we left that area. And then we found like the big boss room essentially, and then we took a rest.
What happened?
A short rest, right?
Short rest.
Well, you didn't take it.
Well, we just stopped. We just
Yeah.
stopped it.
Okay, and what happened before you got in the cave?
We like met this dude, from what I remember. He was like, I forgot who he worked for, but he worked for some dude who knows Andre. That's why he was like, yo, Andre Teamer, and a huge power move. And then I don't remember.
He worked for Ole.
I need to. Where's my notebook?
Alright, you did great, yeah. Get your.
I really don't appreciate being picked on in front of the class.
Yeah, listen. You avoided doing it for a while. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The past couple of sessions, like every time there was a bit of a silence, I was just waiting my time. I was counting like a 5, 4, 3. But every time like double came up or Daria came up and saved you, but not this time. Not this time.
Evil. If we ever play Valorant again, I'm actually gonna be mean to you.
That's okay. Valorant's it's pretty mid, if I do say so.
Mid.
I'm gonna do so good today.
Are you gonna send?
With that being said, we do start up where we left off, as you guys and Bodmon entered the small side cave where you met the spider snake. He'd quickly set up a small campfire using a small flint that he took away from his bag. Looking closely at it, you see that the flint is made of rather exquisite craftsmanship, and even just that simple item must be worth quite a bit. After a minute or two of him working at it, the campfire starts to go, and a bit of heat begins to flow through you. Along with it, and a bit of a calmer moment, you realize, all three of you, an odd sort of feeling inside of you. It's a bit hard to put your finger on it, but it almost feels like you're injured on the inside. You don't feel any pain or anything like it, but it just feels like some part of you, inside your belly, inside your arm, it's open. Bit weird. What do you do?
I'm starting to do my Song of Rest. I did have a thing for it, but given the situation, I don't think Andre's gonna do this specific song. So, yeah, it'll just be a light tune on his lute.
Okay. What about Rayla and Mavis? As Andre busts out his lute, Bonmon himself takes out a sharpening whetstone and takes out his lances. Looking closely at them, you see that the both of them are made of fine metal that has been very clearly painted white. The paint on it has not peeled off in the slightest, and clearly it's been well maintained. Along the bottom cone of the lance, so closer to the handle where it's held, you can see clearly engravings and gilding of gold that culminate in the pattern of a hoof stamped with a human hand.
Actually, we don't do short rests often. Andre's gonna do it. DM, I have a certain song request for you.
Go on.
I sent you to actually grab the link real quick. I have to slightly edit a video myself with this. Well, slightly edit, I cut out a part. Alright, I've sent it to you. And I'll just describe it a bit since it doesn't completely make sense with what Andre has.
Alright. What do Mavis and Rick do? As both Andre and Bonbon start getting a bit more comfortable.
I think Vela would just find like a wall and just like lean up against it and close her eyes for a bit and listen to Andre play.
Mavis is also on the ground. She's just mulling over everything that's happened today.
After a few minutes of this, Bonbon looks up, satisfied at his lances, and puts them away. So, I believe this is the first time we spent any actual time together. You all fought rather well. Would you mind if I inquired as to your own stories?
Andre kind of like looks up as he's kind of seemingly playing nothing almost, but like there's like little like kind of puffs of magic as it seems he's actually like kind of playing some weird instrument. And he goes, I guess I'm an orphan that just got wrapped up in some things that he probably shouldn't have.
Oh, are you from this land? I've heard they have quite a diverse mix of people here.
Where exactly?
Well, here, near.
Can't say that I am. I'm from Bethende.
Oh, so you must have had quite a few interactions with the Hall Sheets. I hope you and your your close ones very well.
Yeah. It's certainly been an adventure.
What about the two of you? Do you have anything, any circumstances?
I guess I'm sorta in the same boat as Andre here. Orphan from Bethende, just on an adventure.
Oh. I'm surprised you came here rather than another country to the west. I heard, oh, go on.
I actually live in the Ismenian. I live in the Ismenian kingdom currently.
Oh, the land of the dragons.
Yes, I found work there with someone, and I typically go and find. They ask me to find stuff occasionally, and I bring it back.
That's rather nice of you. Are you more of a bounty hunter?
No, nothing of the sort. Like herbs, and I work at an apothecary typically.
Oh, so a healer. That's very noble of you.
Mm.
You have a hospital or a great size of patients you take care of?
I'm afraid it's a little bit more low key than that.
Ah, well, I'm sure you'll be able to aid the masses if you work hard enough.
Mavis does not comment after that.
What about you, Miss Rayla? What brings you over here with your companions?
Vela like lets out a sigh before she opens her eyes. I don't know. These two kind of have the whole big reason why they're out here. I was just adventuring on my own for a little while before getting caught up in a bunch of stuff with them. So now we're just trying to figure out some things to do, I guess.
Oh, well, that's a perfectly righteous way to set off. That's mostly how I got here too. That's how I met Ida, actually.
How'd you learn to fight? Where I come from, it was kind of mandatory.
Oh, I spent many nights as a boy overlooking a small camp of knights that were training, sparring, and the like. I learned quite a lot from watching them. When I entered the house, too, they gave me finally proper training. And so that made me the great warrior I now am today. Though I did put quite a bit of effort into it, of course. Training is one thing, but you need will to be an effective fighter on the front lines.
I had a friend who said something like that.
Oh. Well, that's great. I'm sure they were a superb warrior. Um, might I inquire as to their name?
He goes by Lothane,
Lefang.
an elf fellow.
Huh. I don't think I've ever heard of any such warrior. Was he with you in Bethinde?
Yeah, we work together.
Oh.
He was a nice guy, but you wouldn't really get that idea just by looking at him. He was terrifying, honestly.
Ah, so one of those big gentle bears types, isn't he?
Something like that.
Ah, that's good. It's important to not lose sight of the people you fight for.
Yeah.
A few minutes pass, and for all three of you, it's the odd sensation almost opening inside of you. It starts to simmer down a little bit. You start to feel a bit more at ease. Hello, crinkling of the campfire echoes the sounds of the cave.
Mavis, Rayla,
Yes.
if we do make it out of this, I have something to tell both of you.
All right.
Okay.
Maybe I'll get out of this alive, I guess.
No worries. With a group such as ourselves, I've no doubt we'll make it unscathed from this. Besides, there was only one quite sizable spider last time, and we struck it down.
If I've learned anything from what I've worked with, always expect the unexpected.
And what would the unexpected here be?
Well, there's always something way worse. Or could be.
It
Just,
looks. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
it's just more of a try not to get caught off guard. You should never underestimate something because if it gets the jump on you, that could be really bad.
Ah, yes. These spiders are quite adept at stealth. I'll make sure to watch my back, as the proverbs say.
We just gotta keep each other safe, and we'll make it out fine.
Oh shit. All right
Thank
then.
you. Sorry, go ahead.
Shall we commence?
Comments? Yes, I think I'm ready as well. By this point, about an hour has passed. And everyone gains the benefit of a short rest.
You also get an extra 1d6 hit points.
I did take that.
And Andre concludes his little performance by just putting his hands out and then just kind of like does like a little flourish as just some arcane kind of like mist just kind of dissipates a bit.
Oh. So I see you're a magically gifted person. Have you studied at a mage school?
No, it's just something I kind of figured out. I had some
Oh.
tutoring, you could say, from a friend, but
That's rather useful. I hope a friend of yours is doing fine and well.
I hope so too.
And he starts to get up, dusting himself a little bit. As he does, you notice a light twinkling of metal on metal. And Mavis, from where you are, you notice a small strand of silver from within his armor.
In his arm?
No, within his armor.
Armor, okay.
No.
Is that silver?
Hmm?
That bit right there.
Oh no. Well, yes, but actually, and he takes it out. You see that that part is actually a pendant of some sort. He opens it, and inside you can see some sort of illusion-looking image. It's rather ephemeral. This is a locket of me and Ami. She's my wife. Looking inside, you see that there's a picture of two centaurs. One of them clearly Bodmon. He's rather cheerful, with a bright smile on his face, and next to him a more reserved woman that's somewhat overshadowed by him. She has a nice head of hair that goes all the way down to her equine body, and is wearing quite high-end clothing. In fact, Andre, you recognize this particular style of fashion. You did see quite a few people wearing dresses you could swear are almost identical to what she has back in the day.
All right.
Just something to remember her by while I'm out and away from her. And rolling 3d10, that's 7, 7.
Mm,
He'll regain 17 points of HP as the long rest is finished.
He also gets the 1d6 if he needs it.
Yes. In fact, everyone roll it now.
I already rolled it.
Yeah, I did.
Alright, fantastic. That brings them back.
Both my rolls should be in. Yeah, both my rolls are in D&D Beyond.
Fantastic.
Man, I'm kind of wishing I got 6 levels in Bard because I would have gotten my Bardic Inspiration back if I was.
That's a real shame.
I have I have spell slots left, but it's just
I have spells
not
too.
as,
Resources.
Not as much as I would like.
yeah, not as much as I would like, but I have some.
I believe in you.
The one time I don't play a fighter, we actually take a short rest, man. I'm so mad.
Man, what if I was a warlock?
Oh,
Are you sure you want to say that?
No,
Yeah.
not in this world.
Yeah, warlocks are have it rough. And as Bodmon gets up, he kicks away a bit the campfire to put it out. Well, shall we head in?
well, no point in stalling, I guess.
I'm ready to go in.
Let's see. Well, let's go. And he exits out of the room. Clearly, although he's acting quite straightforward, there's no doubt, just watching the way he's walking, that he is quite nervous at this moment. Going out of the room, he starts and goes to reach the. Oh, hold on. Oop. To reach the blood soaked entrance of the port you have not quite explored yet. I assume you all follow him? Fantastic. As you reach there, you see clearly through the light on Rayla's lantern that the way is blocked tightly with cobwebs, enough that it forms almost a full wall blocking entrance. Bonmon begins to take out his spear and to carve at it slowly. It makes a bit of noise at first. After about a minute, he's finished with it. That grew back quite quickly, and he takes the first step inside.
Ooh.
And immediately, as you step inside, you see that the light of Rayla's lantern proves quite valuable for everyone, as everywhere around you there's walls of cobwebs. To your right, to your left, everywhere is held tightly by the domain of spiders. The walls around you are of the same pure stone. A lot of them are quite bloodied, and you see small remnants of humanoid parts. Looking a bit to your left, as you just barely pass through the opening, you see that there is one cadaver clutched tightly by a spider that doesn't seem to be paying you any mind at the moment. From inside the cave, you see two sources of light. One of them well above you, easily 90 feet tall, 90 feet high, sorry, is an opening in the ceiling. It gleams of powerful purple, and from inside you can see a not unfamiliar face. The spider snake looks from within at you. It seems curious, like a spectator. And from deep, deep inside the cave, you see, at first, a pure light of orange. The light itself moves from left to right, quite slowly, but the movements are clearly not made by any force of nature. It's not gravity or wind, but the movements of something alive. At this moment, it's hard for you to make out anything bigger than, well, anything clearer than a gigantic shadow cast against the orange light. What do you do?
Am I able to see much else with my dark vision mask thing?
Yes, you get 90 feet. 1, 2, 3.
That's
4.
actually 60 on the D&D Beyond.
Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So you're able to see quite a bit further, and looking beyond small pillars, you can see that there are small swarms of insects, spiders, gathered together. Amongst one of the immense walls of webs, there's yet another spider hiding. This one lays almost dormant. You can see it hanging down, swaying lightly in the bounciness of the web. You don't see any person. You don't see any tools. You don't see much of blood either. Almost unnaturally little, given what you've heard about what went down in this place.
I might stand to benefit from taking some of these out one by one.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. We can move on to the one on the left first.
The left or right?
Left, go through the room slowly, since this one's the closest to us.
Okay. I would like to start sneaking.
All right, roll for it.
12. Great. Roll
Ooh.
3. Ugh. Andre's gonna try to
Well.
sneak up right over here. He thinks he's so good at this.
As you step forward to go over there, you accidentally step on a wide strand of the web that covers the ground in one part. As you do, you hear a very low ding of the web resounding like a guitar string. The spider that was once focused on the body turns to you. The eyes that meet you are filled with, at first, confusion, and then at second, fear, and at third, aggression. Its mandibles begin to open, and you can start to hear the low, low inkling of a shriek. Roll initiative.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty good considering I rolled a 4. I rolled a 3 and then a 4.
Yeah,
That's crazy, dog.
I hope one day you get reliable talent.
You know, I don't think I ever will actually with what I'm going for.
Should we roll too?
Currently, Andre is the only one held initiative by the spider, as you are both just standing in a doorway. You go first, ahead of the spider.
Right. I want nothing to do with this guy, so I'm gonna shoot him with my short bow.
All right. Roll for it.
Yeah. Ooh, a 9. Ugh. I rolled another
Another-
3.
Oh,
Damn.
Definitely
I'm
not today.
gonna reload roll 20 real quick. Maybe
Definitely not today.
maybe just to reload this little just real quick. There we go. All right. But with the 9, yeah, that was kind of my only plan.
And 9 does not sadly hit. As you shoot the arrow, the spider bounces on the web as it jumps down from it, and you find your arrow lodging not in the spider, but in the carcass woven tightly with spider web behind it. You hear nothing but a low thud of the arrow entering it. No moan, no cry of pain, nothing.
That's the case. Then I'm going to move right over here. Dang it! I was hoping I could move far enough to get behind it.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, that'll be my turn. I was hoping I could get behind it and use my bonus action to hide, but I was not able to move far enough.
I see. You make your way away from the spider. And as you escape from its view, all 4 of you hear the loud sound of its mandibles clinking against each other, and a shriek. As the shriek goes resounding in the cave, the orange light you saw earlier is revealed, and you see in a huge pit
Oh
a
shit!
gigantic spider, easily 20 feet tall, its limbs covered in a metallic hue of green, a metal none of you have seen before. The behemoth climbs forward, and its eyes, you see not anything organic, but 2 diamonds, one red, one green, each clearly worth a hefty sum. And lodged above the 2 of those, you see something that glints powerfully, something that is emitting the light. And at this point, everyone roll initiative, please.
So do I roll it again, or
You can
Like,
keep your
just
initiative currently.
But I don't mind rolling again.
I
Like, it's
need
no
to mind
problem.
You can roll again if you'd like.
Yay! I was
Let's
totally
go.
thinking you were gonna shut me down. I'm gonna be honest.
Me too.
Watch me roll a 1 though. I would
Please
be
don't.
so fine. Like that would be hilarious if I rolled lower.
That was so funny.
I got 16.
Oh, okay.
That's a healthy 16.
Oh, thank God.
Finally.
I did a bit
Yeah.
better this time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you did better.
Yeah, a little bit better. A little bit.
What makes me angry is that, like, I was thinking about it, and it's like, I think there is, like, a 50-50 chance that I will go first every time. I have low rolled almost every time. Because if I roll at least a 10, that's 23.
Yeah.
So you never roll above a 10, damn.
With initiative, it's almost always below 10.
That's really funny.
They just specifically don't like you.
I don't know why.
Get physical dice.
I actually, I don't
My
know where
dice are
my
cursed.
physical dice is, but it betrayed me.
I go so last. It's okay. It's okay.
Andre.
That giant spider's name is Liege. That's so sick.
Like my
Like,
liege.
it's sick.
It's like king or something, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
Andre, as you hear the loud shriek and a hefty thud of the spider's gigantic appendages striking against the ground as it hefts up. You're quick to act. Hidden behind a pillar, you don't think it quite has seen you.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna
What do
take...
you do?
I'm gonna use my bonus action to hide.
Smart.
And I got a 25 for the stealth.
A 25 will do quite handsomely. As you meld yourself within the pillar, you find a spot that's nestled completely in it, using the cobwebs to hide your own self, so that even if the spiders were to walk on it, they will not touch you or see you.
Alright, and then I'm gonna move right here. And then I'm gonna peek around the pillar, and I'd like to take a shot with my short bow at this guy.
I see. Roll for it with advantage, as you are an unseen attack.
Yeah. 25.
25 does hit. Roll damage. Your sneak attack applies here.
Yeah. That's 8 sneak plus another 6 piercing, so that's 14 piercing damage.
I see. Okay. So 8 plus 6, 14. Your arrow finds purchase, and the spiders take care of it. You find it sliding straight underneath the shell of it. One of the limbs of the spider is clearly heavily injured, and it falls to the ground from the web. It seems confused for a moment, and it turns its eyes from where the blow came, and it locks eyes with you. You can see fury in them. Anything else?
Then I'd like to move. 10, 15, 20. Move right here. And that'll be my turn.
I see. The gigantic spider, as it rushes out from its hole, is quite quick to act. And it dashes immediately and surprisingly quickly towards you. For the duration of this dash, cobwebs spring forth all around it. Many fall to the ground. A lot of the walls that permeated its previous resting place now fall completely. You can see small embers, small smolders in the webs. Not anything that catches fire quite yet. He keeps going towards you. And as it reaches closest, it shoots out from its immense maw a huge strand of white web. At you, Andre. Make a dex save, please.
17.
17 does pass. As you see the immense string of web going towards you, you dart away at immense speed, ducking underneath it. It splashes behind you at the wall, and you can see how sticky it is. I would restrain someone completely, as well as how you completely avoided it.
Okay.
The creature, having missed with its web shot, clink its mandibles. They echo very loudly in the arena. And from the pit from whence it came, a cry of the liege summons forth another. And you can see from it a small swarm of spiders emerge from it. The spider's eyes are fixed on you, Andre, and turn to the rest of the party, scanning you. And as it does, it will end its turn. Next up is the spider that you just attacked, Andre. It will start a move towards you, going quickly along the flooring. It just barely manages to reach up to you. And it goes for an attack. Does an 18 hit your AC?
Yep.
You take... You take 5 points of piercing damage as one of the mandibles goes to sink deep into your shoulder. Bodmon reacts quickly, and he throws one of his lance in between the way, reducing the damage by... reducing the damage by 8 and nullifying it.
Okay. Thanks.
The poison dripping from the sharpened member of the spider does not puncture through you and does not reach into your bloodstream, such you do not have to make any con save. I think we have to take care of the small ones first, and then we'll have to deal with their leader.
Agreed.
Mavis, you're up, as the spider glares hatefully at Bodmon.
I think you guys got that. I think to just try and keep them there for a little bit. Starting from here, I'd like to cast Entangle.
Starting from here, you cast Entangle.
Yeah, it's 20
And-
feet.
Mm-hmm. And you're hoping to... That won't hit the... Which one you're starting from there? 1, 2... Okay, so you're hoping to hit both the spiders. That's correct?
Yeah.
I see. And I think it's a dex save, correct?
It is a strength save, so I don't know how great this will be.
Strength save. Well, let's see.
Yeah.
As the leaf spider rolls a 19, and
Yeah.
without revealing anything of its modifier, it easily passes the web. It doesn't even seem to notice it.
Yeah, I
And
figured.
springs forth from the ground. A simple step of it rips it asunder. The swarm, however, rolls also a 19.
What the fuck?
This one's built different.
That's quite unfortunate. As
Shit.
your web springs forth from the ground and tries to ensnare them, most of the swarm manages to duck and weave out. The strands are simply too big to hold such small beings.
Alright, I'd like to drop that immediately then.
You do so. Wait, hold on.
Oh, fuck. That's my turn.
You said entangle, right?
Yeah,
I don't see that on your prepared spells.
it's here. I did it last turn.
Okay, your spell list cannot change. You gotta say it when you change your spell.
Sorry.
Same-
Sorry. Okay, this is it.
Yeah, you don't get to change it any more than this.
I got it. Okay. I changed it every long rest.
This goes for your arrows as well, Rayla. What you have
I didn't
prepared
say
is
any.
what you have prepared.
Yeah, she doesn't change them.
I just forget, so.
Anything else on your turn, Mavis?
No.
Don't worry. I mean, if it goes through, I have something that can maybe help with saving throws against it.
Okay.
No.
I see.
I really hope my first arrow hits. Okay, we'll see.
As you try and ensnare the spiders, Bodmon acts quickly and turns at the spider that has just attacked you, Andre. He rolls an 8. which 8 plus 6, 14, which does just barely hit the creature's AC. As for damage, he rolls an 8, which is just barely enough to wound it severely. As he strikes it straight in the chest, the creature falls back and slightly away from you. It is clearly still alive and writhing with anger and pain. He goes for a second strike. A natural 1. As he tries to strike in the already pierced spider. The second lance finds itself blocked by the many limbs of the spider, which coil around it. He will then use his bonus action to let out a warrior's cry. Ah! And use one of his class features.
Which one is he a battle master?
No, wait, no, hold on. Retcon that last bit. I forgot something. Retcon that. After this, he will go for a step forward, putting himself in between you, Andre, and the enormous spider, though also locking you with the other spider.
Okay.
He bangs his lances together, making quite a bit of noise, which attract the attention of the huge liege. And that will be the end of his turn. Rayla, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna try to take a shot at the big spider.
Mm-hmm.
Do that.
Go for it.
Okay, 21.
A 21 does hit the creature's AC. As you shoot your arrow, it finds clean purchase in between the small gaps where the joints are left exposed for the creature to move.
Can I make this an arcane arrow?
Yes. Well, which sword?
1 second. Let me check. I actually sent it to you. Make it a beguiling arrow. Or
Violet.
We got it.
beguiling.
Let's see.
Like my friends who don't know how to pronounce the word eldritch, even though I say it several times. They say Eldrick, and it's like, no, it's...
Nope. It's Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, it's like, come on, guys.
I should have changed my arrows. I'm an idiot. Sorry. Yeah.
Alright. As you use this is a wisdom saving throw. I see. It rolls a the modifier here is it rolls a 13. Does that beat or equate your save spell DC?
No, it does not.
It does not. And so it takes
Okay, so yeah, it takes damage. I haven't rolled yet, but for this, it's charmed by an ally until the start of my turn.
Which ally do you choose?
I'll go Mavis.
Oh.
I see.
Oh. Hello, Mr. Spider.
As your arrow finds purchase, how much total damage do you deal?
16.
16. I see. The magic of your arrow seeps into the creature, and you can very clearly see that It is an effect. It coils around the members of the creature, seeping and going up to the creature's mind. As they reach the head, however, you find it blocked. You see that the small gem it seems like almost obsidian, lodged between the two eyes. You can feel it through your own magic that this thing blocks your charmed effect. The spider doesn't quite seem to realize that you tried to charm it, and just turns its eyes to you. Its mandibles clack against each other in anger. What do you do?
Mm, can I do I have sights on this spider over here?
This spider right now. Give me just a moment. Let's see. No, No, the wall here blocks it. No, you would not have line of sight with this fight over there from your current spot. If you moved, you could, but as right now, you don't.
Okay. What if I move up here? Can I take a shot from this position?
Right, from this position, you can easily shoot at the swarm. Roll to
Yeah,
hit.
I'll shoot at this one.
Roll to hit.
Great, 10.
7.
I said 10.
Oh, 10. 10 sadly will not hit. As you shoot your arrow, you find that it lodges itself straight in the center of the swarm, but doesn't do any real damage to any of the individual spiders. Anything else?
No, okay.
And that's your turn. As
I'll
the
move
giant,
back here. Then I can anything.
I see. That's the end of your turn. As the spider that you first saw, Andre, comes active and starts moving. It rushes up to you, Rayla, and goes for an attack. It rolls a 4, and with its modifier, will not hit. As it tries to hit you, impaling you in the stomach with its sharp legs, you easily manage to avoid it, just sliding to the side. It looks at you quite angrily, its legs clinking against each other, and you can see a quite sizable fillet of white dripping from the mouth of the creature. Preparing. And that's the end of its turn, as the swarm that you just attacked also comes to life. Rayla. The creatures themselves seem to almost have completely abandoned the idea of preservation and are just running at you as fast as they can as they take the dash action and find lodging right between you and Bodmon. The swarm itself seems a bit divided. A few of them are looking towards Bodmon, almost preparing to try and climb, devour him, while the others have their eyes straight set on you, Rayla. And that's where they'll end their turn. Andre, you're back up. What do you do?
Really wish Bodman was able to take this one out. Okay, whatever. Man, I hate this. Alright. I'll try to hit this one with my sickle.
Okay, roll to hit.
Please. 25.
25 does hit. And with your modifiers, there's no way it won't die. So how do you kill it?
He just, kind of reaches his sickle up and then just hits it right down into the top of its skull.
I see. With a clean blow, the creature dies. It's cast aside to your right, lifeless host.
Yeah, if that was low, would I be able to choose to not use my sneak attack on that one?
Yes, I believe you could. I think, yeah, it's once per round you can.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's the phrasing, so you're not forced to use sneak attack here.
Okay, so then I'll move 5 feet down here, and I'll attack this one with my dagger.
I see. Roll the hit.
Natural 1.
Natural one. You fail completely as you try and strike, lunging down to reach the low height of the swarm. You lose grip a bit of your dagger, and it falls to the ground. One of the spider manages to climb on top of it as you grab hold of it once more. Bringing it upwards, the spider is already almost on top of your own face.
Alright,
Anything else?
and then I will move 20 feet right here.
I see. Oh, do you have an ability? Yeah, you do.
Yeah, my fancy footwork. If I make a melee attack against it, I can just run away.
Yep. Alright. You do so. And that's the end of your turn?
Yep.
The gigantic spider leech goes forward and steps easily above the crevices of the map. It goes all the way up to Bodmon and goes for a singular, yet extremely powerful stab with one of its forelegs.
Oh no.
Oh no.
He is alive!
He's alive!
He has to get back home to his
Then
wife.
fight harder.
That's a 26 to hit, which, needless to say, does indeed hit.
Shit, okay.
And he takes 16 points of piercing damage
man.
as the lean perforates strongly on his rightmost shoulder. You can see clearly that the grip on one of his lances gets quite weaker from that. The member itself seems to be coated in some sort of material as it's taken out from the shoulder of Modmon. Clearly, there's some sort of corrosive leaking from it. And in addition, he takes 6 points of acid damage.
Ugh.
So
Oh,
for a total of
acid?
22 damage. As Bonmon recoils behind you in quite a bit of pain, the creature turns its eyes away from him. Clearly, it seems quite confident. And it looks at you, Rayla. It takes a step forward. And goes to attack you as well.
Oh god.
That's a 19, sorry, to hit. Does that hit your AC?
Yep, it does.
I see. Then you take 11 points of piercing damage as one of the legs swoops from above and lands straight, scraping against your back, dealing immense damage to one part of yourself where you weren't so protected. In addition, you also take 4 points of acid damage. Made from where you are. You can see Rayla's stuffed armor has been quite shredded and now is being slowly dissolved by an almost orange-looking liquid. The creature once more lets out a high shrill, and nothing seemed to happen. You don't see any creature emerge from the hole. And as that is the end of the creature's turn. The swarm that it summoned last turn begins to rush towards combat as quickly as it can, but doesn't manage to reach anyone just yet. It ends its turn. Andre, you can see from where you are in the swarm advancing quickly towards Botmon. Mavis, you're up. What do you do?
Okay. Out of curiosity, do we want to focus on tiny spiders or giant spider?
We need to get rid of the small ones.
Yeah. Like, killing at least one would be huge.
Okay. I want to save my spells for the big one.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna use Chill Touch on the giant spider. This one. This one.
Okay,
And that's a roll to hit, so.
go ahead.
Come on, dice, don't fuck me over. It's a different set. Well, it's like my old set, but last time I switched it up and it was awful. Okay, that is a 24 to hit.
24 is pretty good. 24 does it. Okay.
Yep. And then 2d8. That's a 2. And that's a 1. That's 3 damage.
3 damage.
Big level 6, y'all.
Yeah.
3 damage? Is that what you just said?
I said 3 necrotic. Yeah, it's 3 necrotic damage.
Yeah. I'm
still mentally drained from the snake spider.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. It's here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Looking high upon the ceiling, you can see that the portal seems to be shifting downward a little bit. Now it's about 40 feet above you. About in this spot right here. And Mavis, as you shoot your blast of necrotic energy, the spider does manage to mostly dodge it. You manage to catch it a little bit on the back end of the spider. And you deal some damage to it, but you can clearly tell that it's not in any way a huge deal for it. Anything else?
It's a full action to bring up a shield, right?
I think it's an item interaction, right? It's just equipping.
Yeah, it would be your use an item interaction, so which is your free action of the round.
Oh yeah, then I'm pulling up that shield.
Yeah. You got your shield up.
Yeah. Oh, it was still on from last round. Whoops. Okay, well. Okay, and that's my turn. I'm like, you got this, guys.
Right. As you trying to hit the giant spider, Bodmon himself this time lets out a warrior's cry. You can see it in his resolve. It peers through in his lances. His movements become a bit more sharpened, and he goes to try and attack the gigantic spider, moving around it to try and maneuver around. As he does so and lets out his warrior's cry, he will use one of his class features. And, what's the name of it? Hold on. And use his samurai fighting spirit.
Oh, he's a
Oh.
Whoa!
Gains 5 temporary HP.
Okay, yeah, we got a tank. You know, I'm glad. I was like, oh boy.
We gotta do it. I love him. If he dies, I'll cry. So cool.
It really sucks because I could use his body if he dies, but.
What do you mean? What use could you use his body for what he's doing right
Yeah.
now?
Granted, yeah, I can't do much besides that. But
Yeah, what, like, gonna animate dead? Like, oh no.
Yeah,
as long
get
as
the
I
power up from the power of friendship. No, his practiced movements do find an opening in the giant leader spider's defenses, and he goes for a hit as a 17 plus 6 gets a 23. That does hit. Rolling damage, he gets an 8 with his first strike. As the first strike seems to catch the gigantic spider, somewhat almost unaware, he goes for a second one. That will sadly miss as he rolls a 10-16 that does not match the creature's AC.
Dang. Oh, crap. Man, I miss playing a samurai now, because I was like, man, I forgot you give yourself advantage. Man, why can't I play a fighter? Why, you know what?
You
Yeah,
totally got
kill
it.
Andre.
I'm sure you're
Kill him right now.
yeah.
Kill Andre right
I'm
now.
sure
I want him
you're
dead.
gonna-
I'm pretty fucking out.
It's like, man, I forgot how cool it was playing a fighter.
You're like just hiding in a corner. Which is such a valid decision.
And that, for now, will be the end of his turn, as you hear him shout through the air, "Come at me, huge fiend!" Rayla, you're up. The gigantic spider's attention seems to have shifted from you to Batman. What do you do?
Okay. I really don't want to be here.
Disengage.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, fine. I'm gonna disengage. 20, 30, and then
You do so. As you run away from the spiders, they try and grab onto you to keep you close to them, but you're prepared, and you nimbly dodge away from them. What do you do?
this is a good decision. I don't know. It's like listen. I'm gonna action turn,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna attack the spider over here.
I see. Roll the hit.
Oh, man. Oh, this changes my plans. I don't know what to do.
17.
17 does hit. You use an arcane arrow for this?
No, it's already good.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
13.
13. As you shoot the arrow straight inside the swarm, you can see that a lot of them were focused on where you were before, and you managed to catch a whole group of them, just skewering them one after the other, after the other, after the other, as you deal a hefty damage to the swarm. Anything else?
If I fire another arrow.
Yeah. Roll the hit. At who first? At who do you shoot the arrow?
The same one.
Okay. Roll the hit.
That's a nat 1 for a 9.
And that one will sadly miss no matter what. As you shoot your second arrow, you find that it goes through your first arrow, looking very cool, but dealing absolutely no damage whatsoever to any of these spiders. Anything else?
That's something.
Okay, that's your turn then. Mavis, the giant spider that you just attacked, sets its sights on you. And it goes...
Oh wait! As it walks into my zone, I'd like to use Halo Sports.
Sure, how does it look?
Basically, very slowly, some rot begins to form on Mavis's fingernails, and you start to see like very small amounts of like bulging, either in like her arms or on her neck.
I see. And the creature must make a con save.
Yep.
It rolls in 11 with a bonus of 1, which will make it fail your save DC.
Yep. So that's a 1d8.
Yes.
Do it.
How
Where
much?
the fuck did it go? Oh, there it is. That is a 1.
For a total of 4 damage so far on the spider.
Go.
I'm switching my dice.
What's a finish with the curse?
The spider walks up to you, dashing, and it goes to try and impale you with its massive claws. It rolls a 9 with a bonus of 5 for a total of 14. Does that hit your AC?
Does not hit my AC.
It does not. And it will end its turn there. In its mouth, you see that it seems to have finished preparing some sort of wide ball. It seems almost ready to repulse it. It looks at you quite intently, eyes filled with anger as it missed its attack. That is the end of that creature's turn. As the swarm, its eyes set clearly on you, Rayla, from your attacks, begin to move towards you. And they go for an attack. Ooh, that is an 18 plus 3 for a total of 21. Does that hit your AC?
I think so, yeah.
You take 5 points of piercing damage as the spiders begin to crawl up your legs, reaching about your waist. Each time they take a step, you can feel one of them biting deeply into you. And you take those 5 points of damage. You can feel them start keeping to crawl all around you. Some of them are starting to reach your back, while the others are still going up you from your front. And that is the end of the swarm's turn. Andre, you're up. Far in the distance, you see one gigantic spider beginning to rush towards the fight.
Okay. Man. Alright. I think I have to do that. Alright. Andre's going to reach his arm back. It's going to start kind of shaking. And then he'll put his hand up in the air, and 3 streaks of kind of necrotic black lightning will fly out and hit it'll hit Liege. Oh, I'm at the wrong tool. This one, and this one, and he's gonna cast Bane on all of them.
Bane, they almost make a charisma save, right?
Yeah, DC 15.
I see. The first roll will be for the swarm next to you. That is a 6, and it will fail. The second for the giant spider. That is a 17, and it will succeed. The last one for the Liege. That is a 4, and it will fail.
Ooh, okay.
Anything else?
I don't think there's anything else I can do. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Please remind me that your Bane effect is active.
Yeah.
When one of either the swarm or the Liege goes for an attack or anything of the sort.
Alright.
And then, as you end your turn, the Liege spider keeps on the offensive. It unleashes the mass of white it had been building, and it shoots it straight at Bodmon, who rolls an 8 on his dex save and fails. The burst of white strikes him directly in the chest as he was readying up for another attack. And he is propulsed against the wall behind him and stuck there tightly. You can see that the white strands reach everywhere around the pillar as he is now restrained by it. He finds his hardest against it. And you can see that through his strength, a few of the strands begin to peel off, but clearly not anywhere close to freeing him. And the Liege spider, satisfied, moves forward and go and attack you, Mavis. You can see as it goes to try and impale you with one of its massive limbs, it seems taken aback for a moment. And you can see on top of its head the small fiery gem, or rather, Sharn, begins to light brighter and brighter. The creature takes a step back, and you can all all of you feel power condensing in its head.
Also, since it stepped into my range, I'm also gonna use my Halo Spores on that.
Your range is 5 feet, right?
No, it's 10 feet.
10 feet, and it does, yes, indeed. It rolls a total of 18 on the con save.
That does pass.
It has to,
damn
it has to subtract a 1d4.
Oh, right. Let's see. Here, how about you roll it?
Okay. 17 then.
And it still passes.
It still passes. Shit.
And the power condensing within the shard releases in a huge line, about 5 feet wide and very long. It reaches far past the hallway behind you, Mavis, of pure burning fire. Make a dex save.
Oh, the spider was really like, you should not exist. Shit, that's a 19.
19
fuck.
good. As you're about to see, as you see the power condensing, you wisely consider moving, and you manage to duck to the ground as the huge stream of fire flies past you, and you only take half of 14 damage, so 7 fire damage.
Okay.
And the residuals just splash upon you a little bit. Looking behind you, you see that the webs coating the entry are very much catching fire and are starting to collapse quite quickly. The spider that was facing you was not quite so lucky and did not expect the blast, as it takes the full force of the 14 damage.
Yeah.
It is not enough to quite kill it, but you can see it is very much on its last legs. The gigantic liege spider lets out another cry, and another swarm arises from the hole. That is the end of its turn. The swarm that had made its way to Bonbon goes and reaches on top of it. They begin to crawl all over him and roll their attack with advantage thanks to him being restrained. The most they roll is a 9. They don't manage to quite bite deep into the web for them to deal any sort of damage to Bonbon. They're trying their best, and you can see that the area all around them is now coated tightly and massive spiders. And they will end their turn there. Mavis, you're up. What do you do?
Mavis is gonna brush off her robe anywhere that might have like caught any sparks. Hey guys, do you think we're equipped for this? And I'll be like, alright, change of plans. And I'm gonna cast Moonbeam at 3rd level, starting from here.
Okay. And that will catch the liege and the giant spider. Correct?
Yeah. Yep.
And it's a con save, correct?
That is a con save.
Leash has to subtract a 1d4.
Yes. Starting with the well, that's really unfortunate. That's a nat 20. And it will pass the save pretty much no matter what. The spiders. What's the word I'm forgetting?
Okay.
The giant spider?
The giant spider or the liege?
Yeah, the giant spider, not the liege.
Okay.
I was forgetting the word giant. I only had gigantic in head.
Wait, so one of them passed and...
And the other one rolled a 14. The liege rolled a 14.
Okay, so 14 does not pass, nat 20.
Wait.
Adding the
10.
modifier. Adding the modifier to its con,
Oh,
that is a 21.
-4.
-4, that is a
It's
17.
17.
19?
Regardless, I still do 310. They just take half damage.
dang it.
How
I
does
thought
the
that was
giant spider die? As her moon
But-
completely wiped.
Oh, it's just incinerated into like a pale blue fire and embers.
After a few seconds of that blue fire, it crumbles into a pile of ashes. The liege spider, how much damage does it take?
4, 8. Hold on. That's 12 plus 9. That is 21 points of damage or 10 points of damage. Radiant.
I'll give you 11.
All right, thank you. That's 10 points of radiant.
You can see that the creature has indeed taken some damage as the white and bright light falls from the ceiling. It seems a bit confused and even blinded for a moment as it recoils, clearly not used to so much light. Anything else?
Yeah. I'd like to stay. What's its range? Because I want to stay in its range, but move.
The range for a creature this size is give me just a moment. It has a reach of I believe 20 feet.
So, I'm going to move to like, hold on, here. I'm gonna
Oh, wait,
move
no, that's it's 10 feet. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I'll move to like here.
Yeah.
Or here. I'll move to here.
Wait, no, I was wrong. It's 20. Sorry. So you move here. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I just want to get out of the doorway.
And a wise decision, as you rush out of there, the crumbling strands of fiery cobwebs fall to the ground, lighting the path. And road of fire. Anything else?
That's my turn.
Modmon is up, surrounded by the spiders all around. He'll try as he wriggles his lance and gather his strength to rip off the webs. And he has to make an athletics check. And that is with his modifier. Ooh! Just barely enough as he rolls a 15 total. You can see he's struggling very much under the weight of the immense web, but he does manage and rip them off. He seems quite exhausted. The spiders that were once on top of him through this go flying a little ways off and are now just slightly to his side. He himself, you can all see, does not flinch away, however, and he will let out another cry, El Holtra, and go for another attack on the liege spider. With advantage thanks to his samurai fighting spirit.
Oh, Simmers is so cool.
It will, however, still miss, as the most he rolls is a 14. He tries to find purchase in the giant liege spider's armor, but he just doesn't quite manage to find purchase, and his lances bounce off from the metallic hue of the gigantic being. The swarm is already beginning to climb back on top of him. And that is the end of its turn. Rayla, you're up. What do you do?
Fire an arrow at this swarm.
From where you are, you would have a line of sight on it.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
Go on.
This is an idea. A 19.
A 10? Is that what you said?
19.
19. 19 does hit. Roll damage.
8.
8 total. The arrow finds purchase in the spider swarm, and you impale quite a few of them. They seem unprepared as they were focused on Bodmon. a few of them turn their sights to you. What do you do?
I don't know. Can I drop my bow, pull out my axe, and I'm gonna attack the swarm in front of me?
It would be your use an action to drop your bow,
Would it?
and
Oh, actually, I think rules is written. It's when you drop your weapon, it's not an action.
yeah, exactly. So your 3 action would be dropping your bow. Then I think it's a bonus action to take out your axe. I think.
No, it's I think dropping your bow is just free. Like it's not even an
Yeah.
object interaction. I think.
Oh, all right. Well, if you're dropping it on the ground, then yes, you could do that as a free action.
There's a weird
Yeah.
exploit thing you can do by like with casting spells. Like you drop your sword, throw like your spell, pick up your sword again. I don't know. It's weird.
And then yeah, you could pull out your battle axe that way.
Okay. And I'm gonna attack the swarm in front of me.
You're gonna go for a swing at the swarm. Okay, roll to hit.
Whoop. Another nat one.
Ow.
Another nat 1. As you drop your bow, you find that as you take out your battle axe, quite a few of the spiders reach all over your bow, climbing on top of it and claiming it as their own. You try and sweep at them with the battle axe, but they just manage to dodge it, as quite a few of them just jump upwards, and your aim completely misses them. Anything else?
No.
No? Okay. That's the end of your turn. And the giant spider, far and away, once more, rushes forward to try and reach the fray. And it's simply too far to make so much progress, however, and it's not yet in the fight. It seems to be heading closer to you, Rayla, than to Bodmon or to Mavis. The swarm also follows suit, however, reaching forward and closer to you, Mavis. And that is the end of their turn. As Andre, you're back up.
He's gonna spin around, raise up his sickle, and go. Don't got time for this. And then he's going to take a sickle attack at the swarm next to him.
Okay, roll the hit.
A natural one.
Damn shame. You do not hit with it. As with Rayla, you find that your sweeping motion, attempting to get as many of the spiders as you could, just simply misses the most of them.
Alright, and then I'll take another attack with my dagger.
Okay, roll the hit.
An 18.
An 18 does hit. You get sneak attack as well from Rayla being in proximity.
I'd also like to use a Bardic Inspiration to make this a Psychic Blades attack.
Okay, go for it.
Hold on, I think that's another.
It might just be dead. Let's see.
Actually, I'll just roll the dagger damage and then subtract the 3 it adds. So that's 1 piercing plus another 14 sneak and psychic combined, unless the damage type matters. It's 15
I
total.
see. 15 combined with the earlier blow dealt by Rail to the swarm while it was away. That will be enough to kill it. How does it die?
As after he misses with his sickle, he just kind of like scoffs and then just takes his dagger and then just starts rapidly just stabbing a bunch of them.
Just stab around and you end all of them. At the end of your frenzy, not a single one of them remains standing. Each of them eviscerated completely. Anything else?
Okay. He's gonna look at Rayla, look at Mavis, and he's like, dang it. Okay. We need you at your best, so he's gonna run right here and go, alright, let's do this, and that'll be his turn.
I see.
So 2 things are about to happen.
Oh god.
So my reaction spell goes off for the leash
Mhm.
of the Halo Spores, and he takes Moonbeam damage.
See. That is another con save.
Yep.
He has to subtract 1d4.
Indeed. That is a 19 so far. How much do you take away from that, Andre?
Come on. No, 1.
Still halved.
Okay, so that's for the Moonbeam, and then Halo Spores.
Halo Spores is a 20.
Okay, so
Wait,
that one
wait,
doesn't.
wait.
Oh, right. You take a
So it's the -4.
Yep.
Wow, I
minus
have
4 is-
not rolled a 2 or a 3 with this d4 yet.
That's it's go big or go home.
I guess so.
That is a 16, which I believe still beats your current spell mod. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah,
Dang
because
it.
it meets it. I did roll a 13 for the Moonbeam damage, so we're going round down. That would be 6 radiant damage.
Radiant Knight.
Radiant.
Nerds. And like that, it's the turn of the liege's turn. The liege, very much not appreciating the blows being dealt to him, will turn to you, Mavis. And it goes to try and bite you. Its mandibles going to clasp tightly around. As it rolls a 26 to hit.
I don't think Bane's gonna help there. But also, does it take an opportunity attack from Bodmon?
It does, as a matter of fact, you're correct. And through that, that is sadly a 14 to hit, which does not hit. As Bodmon goes to try and stab at the creature, the swarm crawling all over him, throw off his aim just a little bit, if he doesn't manage to find any good hits to it. And Mavis, you take 13 points of piercing damage as the mandibles clasp themselves tightly around you. You can feel your leftmost arm being shredded, being hurt immensely as acid goes pouring all over it, and you take a further 3 points of acid damage. Seeing the effectiveness of its first hit, it goes to try and impale you with a second of its appendages. It is a nat 1. It reaches just too far, and the appendage locks itself in the wall close to you. A few rocks come tumbling, blocking the path.
Alright. It's my turn?
It does indeed end its turn there, unleashing one more shriek, which is not responded to.
Alright. Is it my turn now?
Yeah, it is. The creature does end its turn. Actually, no, hold on. As the swarm it commanded earlier does have its turn first. It reaches towards you as well. And goes
Already
for an
is.
attack.
Yeah.
That is a 14 to hit.
14 does not hit.
14 does not hit. As they try and jump onto you, you block a lot of them with your shield, avoiding any meaningful damage. And that's the end of their turn. Now it's up to you.
Okay, I'm gonna activate the Sunset Tiara.
Mhm.
And I am going to use that to cast Rim's Binding Ice.
Mhm.
And it's gonna hit the way I want to angle it is to hit these two without hitting my friends.
All right. What's the? I believe it's a cone shape attack. So what's the
Yeah.
range on it?
30.
Oh,
30.
Self.
Ooh.
that's like. Hold on. I gotta look at the AoE thing again.
Yeah, it's a weird shape, guys. I was trying to figure it out. I think if I go from, hold on, Yeah.
So you want to hit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. It would be something like this. Yeah, you
Yeah.
could hit the both of them by angling it this way.
Yeah.
Yes, and they both need to do a dex save, correct?
Constitution.
Constitution. Okay.
Yeah.
The leech goes first and rolls a 19 plus its mod. So a total of 20. And
Is it a saving throw?
it is. You
It
get
is.
1d4 from it.
Yeah. Another 4.
And it will actually fail with that,
Oh,
thanks to the Sunset Tiara
nice.
that Mavis has activated.
Yep.
And the Swarm, for its own, rolls a 5 and completely fails. How much damage do they both take?
Okay, so it's 3d8 cold.
Mm-hmm.
First one was an 8. Second one's a 1.
Oh, that averages out, you know.
Third one's an 8.
Okay.
17 cold damage, and they're hindered by ice formations for 1 minute.
I see, so they do not have a movement speed anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
see.
All right. I'm not gonna use that spell then. Never mind. Good to know. I have no idea what I'm doing at this point now.
So yeah, 17 points of cold damage.
As it is AoE, the Swarm itself takes immense damage from it and immediately dies. You can see them reeling back as they completely stop moving. They don't seem truly dead. They look almost like statues. They're almost beautiful to look at like this.
And I'm gonna stare the spider dead where I think its eyes would be.
You can't see the eyes. As mentioned before, one of them is a quite sizable ruby, and the other one is yet again a quite sizable emerald.
Yeah. And I can't speak, so I don't say anything.
Give it a mean look.
Yeah. And that is my do it. I'm gonna move. I'm going to move to here. Hey, buddy. All right, that's my turn.
All right, you do so. Let me just- also, I'd like you to roll a Constitution saving throw from the damage you took from the spider.
Yeah. That was nat 20.
Nat 20 easily passes.
Tough.
And it is Bodmon's turn, who is looking quite angrily at the swarm that has been injuring him for quite a while now. And he goes for 2 quick attacks on them. The first one is a 17, which will hit. And it takes... a mere 6 points of piercing damage as he throws in his lance in them. He tries to find a good purchase, but spiders are not well, the swarm at least, is not an entity that is so easily beat with piercing attacks. He goes for a second one, attempting to swoop. And that one is a 19 plus 3, so 22, plus 3 plus 6, sorry. So 25. And it deals, where's my D10? It deals only 5 points of damage. He doesn't seem too proud of himself with the damage just dealt, and instead maneuvers around it to try and put himself in between the swarm and the liege. Also turns to the liege and boasts, just yells out boisterously, "Look over here, you thing!" The liege does not seem to react in any meaningful way, as its eyes are completely fixed on you, Mavis. And that's the end of its turn. Rayla, you're up.
Now it's gonna fire an arrow at this one over here.
Roll damage.
Roll damage? Or
Not damage, sorry. Roll to hit.
27. No,
9? 9 will not hit, sadly.
I said 27.
Oh, 27. Sorry, I just did 9 from that. 27 easily hits. How much damage did it take?
See?
3?
12.
12. 12 is actually enough to kill it. How does it die?
And Cinderella is just going to try to fire an arrow into the swarm and try to hit as many as she can.
And fails quite a few of them, and the few that remain disperse quickly. Scared. Anything else?
I'm gonna move up here and fire an arrow at this one.
Okay, roll to hit.
Whoop. 10.
10. 10 will sadly miss.
Mhm.
As you move, you attempt to shoot and avoid hitting Andre at all costs. And sadly, because of that, you're a bit too wide in your angle, and it misses completely. Anything else?
Remember.
I see. And like that. Like that, we're back up to initiative as Andre goes first.
Okay. Sorry, I was in the middle of dealing with something. I'm just gonna go. Okay, I could get there. Yeah, I'm gonna go up here with my boy. And then, yeah, I'm gonna go full on. I'm gonna use my inspiration for this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna make a sickle attack.
Okay, roll to hit.
23.
23 does hit. Roll damage.
I'm also gonna make this a Psychic Blades and use my last Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
It takes 13, so it takes, unless this damage type matters, it takes a total of 18 damage.
18 damage. Very well noted. As you slide your sickle into it, you can see one of its limbs jerk back almost in response to your attack. Clearly some good damage there. Anything else?
Then I will use my bonus action to attack with the dagger.
I see. Roll to hit.
24.
24 does hit. Roll damage.
Another 1 piercing damage.
Let's see.
And
It takes 1 whole point of damage.
okay. Then I will stay right there, but I am so sorry. I was just voluntold to do something, so I'll be right back.
It's alright.
Voluntold.
Since alright.
If it does manage to loop back to my turn before, then I'm just going to attack him again.
Okay.
I will
the Liege Fighter turns towards the damage it's just received. But it does turn around once more, looking at you, Mavis.
Yeah.
Looking at its eyes, you see a bit more intelligence than perhaps you were expecting. And it almost feels like it's realized you were the cause of the magic. As it needs to make 2 con save, correct?
Yep. And I think, do both still get a d4?
Yeah, sure. You can roll it this time instead of Andre.
Okay.
So the first one will be for your 4 of spores.
Okay.
That is a 16 total, which will fail.
Okay, yeah, that just fails already, so.
Yeah.
Hello, spores. That's 1 point of necrotic. Woo!
A whole point.
Yeah. Chipping away at this.
As for the moonbeam, it rolls a 22.
That was a 3.
Okay, so it brings it down to 19, which does still pass. It takes
That
that
still
damage.
passes. Alright. That's a 3. Oh, wait, that's the wrong. No, it's the right dice. That's a 3. That's a 9. 9, 7, 3 plus 9. So it's 20 points, so 10 points of damage.
Okay. You can see at this point that it seems like it's getting quite weakened at this point. You've dealt in total some good damage from it, as arrows and nicks from Bonmon's lances and Andre's sickle show themselves. You can see, too, from your viewpoint, Davis, that the shard inside the creature's head seems to be going a bit haywire, and from it, a coat of fire begins to smoke. You can see it start to reach all over the creature. It's not covered any of its limbs quite yet, but the body of it is completely coated in a deep orange flame. The eyes from your spell begin to melt away. Not quite yet, so that it still cannot move on this turn, but no doubt by its next turn, it will have mostly melted away. It goes for an attack on you, Mavis. And that is a 16. Does that hit your AC?
Does not hit.
And does not hit. As it tries and stab you, completely eviscerate you with one of its stabs. It's a bit too audacious, and it just does not hit the mark. It tries to go for a second one, using the momentum to propel itself a bit further. That is a 20, which does hit your AC, I believe. Does Bane come in for that?
I'm going to look. Bane, up to 3, must make charisma whenever it fails. Makes an attack roll or saving throw.
Attack roll.
Alright.
This time, Yash, you roll for it.
Is it a 1d4?
Yeah.
That's a D4.
And it rolled a 20.
It's a 2.
A 2 does still hit, as
That
it has
hits.
18.
Yeah, fuck.
And you take you take 12 points of piercing damage. The limb completely collides with you and stabs you through the leg, dealing immense damage and even losing a good chunk of your flesh there. In addition, you take a 5 points of acid damage.
Damn. Okay.
As the liquid spreads from it, it goes all the way down your leg and into the wound. It hurts atrociously.
Which for me, this is diluted down to how?
And echoes another cry. That is answered.
Motherfucker.
You see, from the hole, a giant spider emerge. That's the end of its turn. You can clearly see, Mavis, from where you are, that the shard on top of the creature's head seems to be getting more and more unstable. Energy exudes from it like small explosions.
Mhm.
It doesn't seem to hurt the metal-covered spider, but they keep building up and building up and building up. And that's the end of its turn. As Mavis, you're up.
Out of curiosity, can I move away from it without provoking an opportunity attack, or will I still?
You need to take the disengage action.
Shit. Okay. I don't think it's worth it yet. Also, can Bobmon see me?
No, from where he is, he can't. He's completely covered by the creature.
Alright, sweet. I am going to activate my symbiotic entity.
How's it look?
Ooh.
The rot and like small like black like marks of like black veins or whatever like gets more pronounced,
Hmm.
and Mavis's skin seems more like callous and like ghoulish and whatever. Sorry, my brain isn't in scripture. So I get 24 temporary hit points, and my symbiotic entity is doubled. I mean, my Halo Spore's damage is doubled.
Activate that as well. You can feel from inside of you the same old wrigglers start to fall out, and you see 6 of them emerge from you, from your leg, from your arm, and start to fall to the ground, burrowing in fairly quickly.
Alright. Is that an action? Yeah, that's an action. What can I do as a bonus? I like a healing word, but I think we're all actually pretty okay besides me. Yeah, since that was a full action, I'm going to... I will admit I am concerned about this radius of orange light and the fact that the crystal's getting unstable.
You can
Yeah,
see
it's probably the thing again.
Oh, I didn't know you could see the radius. Look at that.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
I'm gonna... Fuck. Should I just move and risk it?
If you really want to get out of the radius, then
Because that spider's going for me.
that's true. You would have to be prepared to fight it if you want to.
Do it, screw it, I'll stay with him.
I see.
Like Harry to Voldemort in the 8th movie. We end this together! Alright, and that's my turn.
Actually, I had such a good suggestion right after you said that. Oh.
I like that. It's Bonmon's turn. As he goes, he begins to circle around the creature and goes for a swipe at him with his lancers, bolstered once more by a fighting cry. That is an 18 plus 6, 23, which does it. And he deals... Oh, well, no, that's a D8, not a D10. There we go. Is it a D10 or is it a D12? Hold on, have I been using the wrong dice? It is a D12. Fuck! He deals 8 damage with his first swipe at the huge leech spider. It seems to almost bounce off a little bit from the now more flaming coating of the thing. But you can see, looking clearly at it, that there has been a more ferocious dent. And the second swipe is a 17, which just barely manages to hit, and he deals 5 damage with it. The damage the creature seems to have taken so far is quite sizable, and with all your combined attacks, you can clearly see that the vitality is starting to degrade, and as it does, the flame is becoming more pronounced. The ice underneath the creature is now completely melted into a low puddle that is currently evaporating. In addition, the entirety of the creature's body is now coated in thick flames. Rayla, you're up. What do you do?
I'm gonna fire an arrow at this spider here.
I see. You do so. Roll to hit.
That's a nat one.
And that one whiffs The spider doesn't almost seem to notice it, as it has its eyes more fixed on Bodmon's presence than yours. It just whiffs and hits the web next to it. Anything else?
Mm, wait, sorry. I think I have that. I do not. I saw. I'll just try firing another arrow.
Okay, roll to hit.
27.
27 does hit. Roll damage.
Mm, sorry. Can I make this? I'll just make like an enfeebling arrow.
An enfeebling arrow, of course.
That's an extra 2d6.
Total of 20. Yeah, it's an extra 2d6. Okay, I thought you said the total was 36. And I was like, oh no. Okay. Yeah, roll damage.
16 damage.
16 damage. What's the save it needs to make?
The save. Sorry, one second. It must succeed on a con save or damage dealt by its weapon attacks is half until the next one.
Okay. It's rolled a natural 1. As your arrow sinks into it, the magic seeps from it, and you can see the spider beginning to be more weakened, almost more peaceful. The limbs and mandibles of them, you can see them almost start wobbling, more shaky, as it fails to save. Anything else?
Hold on. Back up over here.
Alright. As you do so, you lose sight of the giant spider. And it is now both the giant spider's turn. And the first one goes to Bonbon. And goes to try and pinch through. And that is a natural 20. Which makes it good you had the enfeebling arrow. As it does. Total of 13 halved to 7 damage with its bite. Taking away all this. As well as Bonbon needing to make a con save. Which he... What's the DC for this? DC 11, which he succeeds. Only taking, half of 11 damage, so 6. It seems to have injured him quite a bit. Oh, that's a bit much. There you go. It seems to have injured him quite a bit, but not so much that he'll never recover. He turns to face the creature, lances ready, and the spider quivers a little bit. The second spider rushes forward in the fight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And reaches up to you, Mavis, as it uses the dash action. It's reached completely close to you, and seems almost unaware of the preciseness of your character, until it gets close enough to see. It sees the writhing flesh, and almost seems scared of you, as it takes a step back. This may provoke opportunity attack if you've got a weapon out.
I don't. Sorry, I was yawning.
You see it reaching further away once more, and starts to prepare something from within its mouth. And that's the end of their turn. At this point, from the liege, you start to feel the impacts of the explosions constantly. You can feel them ramping up, and the point where they actually do damage. And as you can hear the ceaseless thump and bound of the explosions, Mavis, you and only you, feel like you can hear something in the background. Not the sound of anything physical, the sound of lurking. Looking around, you can sense that the portal, glimmering in purple, has now vanished. But that's not it. You know, you can feel it yourself. That's not it. You can't see what's causing this. But you know that it wasn't the portal. At this point, we're back on top of initiative. I'll just take a brief pause to give Double a chance to get back. It's at 5 minutes, so should be back in 2.
Honestly, we're not doing as bad as I thought we would.
We are. I've made some bad decisions, but like,
You're quite optimistic.
Me?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's not so bad yet. You're right.
Yeah.
who's down
It
yet?
sucks I can't yell out that, hey, guys, I don't think we should be in this radius for too long, but
That's the power of being mute.
yeah, I kinda wanted that, though, for the extra buff in the spell without taking up slot.
That +1 did have you land a full moonbeam instead
It
of
did.
Moonbeam made me so happy. I can't even describe it. I got so hyped.
You're doing pretty good for now.
I feel like I got my step planned out, but we'll see.
So there's that. Mr. Spider, if he stays in my area, he gets 2d8 potentially instead of 1d8. I got the extra armors. Well, that's just 5 temp, so actually, no, I'm not going to use that. But
If we live through this, we should buy some armor.
I bought armor
Yeah.
I haven't bought anything.
because I was like, I had a AC of 13, and I'm like, we are way too high level for this.
We should buy some.
Like, do I have the highest AC right now?
You kind of do. Besides, actually, no, even more than Batman. Because he doesn't have a shield.
Yeah, you have the highest.
Yeah, thanks to that shield of yours. You're actually kind of the tank of the party with your Spore Druid ability and that shield.
Yeah, I right now I'm debating whether or not to do. Well, okay, I know what I'm gonna do next turn if Spider Friend doesn't move.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to keep a second spell slot reserved for at least a little bit, and I only have 1 left, so I'm not gonna use any second level spells. Because the rule with a certain spell is it just has to. Oh, you're back. Hey, Double.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that this happened 2 sessions in a row.
Sorry.
At least it wasn't an hour this time, so let's just take that a little smile.
Last time I was like, hey, go have dinner with these people. It's like, oh.
Right. And we're back on top of initiative. Both Bodmon and Mavis have done some good damage to Spider Leaf, who is now emitting some bursts, almost like explosions from itself. Its body has been completely covered in flames that have escaped from the odd clink of black stone that stands on top of its forehead. And it's Andre's turn. What do you do?
Who is it focused on right now?
It seems very much turned towards Mavis.
Alright.
Oh,
So-
right. Also, Mavis, please make a con save for that one time it hit you.
Okay.
A bit late.
Yeah, also, has it hit me at all?
No.
Okay.
Okay, that is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 does still have concentration. You're good.
Alright. Can I try to attack it, but also with that, like, can I do anything to do an intimidation to try to get its attention on me?
You can try, but you'll need to tell me how. Like, Bonmon's just been yelling and being noisy.
It's
Sure.
mostly just if he can manage to hit it and do do something, just to try to make it seem like he's a threat.
You'll need to tell me how, because if it's just hitting it, that's just going to be just hitting it.
Then I'd like to cast a spell for it, then. I'd like to do Dissonant Whisper. Actually, no. I'm going to do Shatter.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Go for it. Actually, no.
Yeah, it's a con
make
save.
it. Go on.
I believe.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
Where do you cast Shatter?
I think if I cast it right on top of it, it won't hit anyone except the spider. Yeah. If I cast it like right there.
Correct. And you do so, and it needs to make a con save. That's a 23, which will succeed, sadly.
Yes, but it takes half.
Yep. Roll for it.
So it takes
Oh,
7.
actually, hold on.
7.
Hold on. It's currently coated in a thick layer of metal, which does make it have disadvantage on the save
Oh, okay.
because of Shatter. And that's a 16.
With Bane. At least I need at least
Oh,
a 2.
right. Roll Bane.
Come
Roll
on,
Bane.
come on, at least 2. At
Oh my
least 2.
god.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
So
it takes full damage.
Yeah, it takes 15 thunder damage as Andre just kind of looks at it and just like kind of almost whispers, just shatter, and then just kind of like resonating sound just directly on it.
The sound of your spell resonates through every single of the walls of the cave. Rayla, you hear it as loudly as Bonbon and Andre do. It is absolutely cacophonic. And the creature takes how many points of damage already?
15 thunder.
15 points of thunder damage.
Oh, it also added the sneak. Well, it didn't add it, but it also, there's 21 psychic and sneak down. I need to take that off. I was like, why is there... Well, it's not, it didn't affect the 15. It's just right above it, I see sneak and psychic, and I was like, wait, what? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good roll, too. 21.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Yep.
All right.
Let's
As-
go.
As the liege spider's turn comes, the burst of power emanate from it, from the shards stuck in its head. And everyone in the orange radius, make a dex save, please. Sorry. Yeah, dex.
19.
19's good.
Okay. That does not look too hot for Mavis. That is a 5.
Okay, Bonmon himself has rolled an 18 plus minus 1, so 17. The two
Yes.
spiders, one rolls a 19 and the other one a 4. And everyone that rolled a 16 or lower. So the spider here and Mavis take the full damage of let's see, 11, 13 points of fire damage.
Oof.
As the blasts radiating from it completely overshadows you, cloaks you in warmth that is suffocating. The webs here, and here have also caught fire. Bonbon and Andre, as well as the other spider, only take half of that, so 6 points. The spider here completely dies, incinerated from the inside. The spider turns at you, Andre, and an immense noise. It goes for a
Bane
strike
goes
at you.
down.
Oh, you failed con?
Yep, I rolled a natural 1.
Well, that's
Oh,
okay.
shit.
Maybe it's also roll con, please.
Yeah. But also it needs to do the 2 con rolls.
Oh, right.
I got 15.
Okay,
Actually,
15.
does it do the con at the start of its turn? Then it still has Bane.
Yeah, it would be start of the turn.
Yeah, that would be.
Alright.
So the first one is a 21.
Which one is that for? Halo Spores? Or do you want to use that for...
I think we've done spores first. So let's
Okay.
do that.
So 21 if there's a Bane on it.
I think that still passes, right?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
no matter what.
Okay, so yeah, Halo Spores does shit. Moonbeam.
All right. And that is a 20.
Alright.
Okay.
Roll Bane.
Hey!
Does not pass.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got a
what-
4.
You got a 4. Good.
And then with the Tiara, that would be a 17 spell save DC.
It would be. How much damage does it take from Moonbeam?
Alright, that's a 9. That's a 1. And that's a 6. 16 points of radiant
Nice.
damage.
At this point, you see that your Moonbeam has worn it very much down. It's impossible for any of you to see it currently, but looking on top of the spider, you would see that the metal has been completely bleached by the intense radiant damage. It turns to you, Andre, considering, and looks back to you, Mavis, and goes for a strike at you. At first, Andre.
Alright.
That's a 16 hit your AC.
Yep.
You take. Huh? You take 15 points of piercing damage as the limb strikes deep into your shoulder, pushing you back. In addition, you also take 3 points of acid damage, as well as 4 points of fire damage.
Right.
You still up?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh
It turns-
god.
Good.
It
Just
turns
kinda-
for you. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, Andre will just kind of cough as just a bit of blood kind of drops out of the bottom of his mask.
It turns then to you, Mavis, and moves out of the moonbeam at long last, reaching behind you. And it goes to try and impale you.
Can I get my attack of opportunity on it?
Yes, you do, as well as Bodmon.
Please.
Bodmon
Natural
rolls
20.
an 8. Good.
Nice.
Bodmon rolls an 8, he completely whips. Roll damage. I don't think you get sneak attack on this, though.
I do.
Oh, right, because you didn't use an attack last round.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so that's 11 slashing for just the normal attack, plus another 11, so 22 slashing damage.
22. As the spider moves towards Mavis, Andre, you take on the opportunity and you stab deep into it with your sickle. And at the point where you stab, you actually manage to completely rip out one of the creature's limbs. It falls to the ground, humongous, stretching from where you are to where Monmon is, with ease. On its very heavily damaged, it goes to attack you, Mavis.
Finger crossed.
That is a wait, that's a plus 6?
Oh
That's
dear.
not right. So that's a 23.
Shit. Okay, yeah, that hits.
That is that's 14 points of piercing damage. One of the remaining limbs of the creature just snatches itself completely around you and begins to crush a little bit.
14, you said? Is that it?
No, it is not. As an additional 5 points of acid damage flows from the creature's limb and all over your waist area.
Acid, not poison.
No, acid.
Alright, I'm down.
What?
And from the acid, 4 points of fire as the acid erupts into flames.
Okay.
And you're down. The creature turns back, and you can see it looks almost scared. It begins to go and crawl over a wall. It now stands at about 20 feet high upon the wall. And that's the end of its turn. As the spider it summoned before goes towards you, Andre. It makes its way. Oh boy. Suddenly quadruples in size. Oh my god!
Holy shit.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A dozen. Look at that. And it goes for a stab attack.
Okay.
That's a 15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
You take. Let's see, D8. So you take 7 points of piercing damage, and make a con save, please.
Right. Do con save. Natural 20. 22.
You easily pass it, and you only take 3 points of poison damage,
Alright.
as the spider doesn't manage to land it very much in your system, and you just completely resist with sheer force of will.
Alrighty.
That's the end of the spider's turn. As Mavis, roll.
I'm doing it? Alright. Okay, and hold on. I have advantage on death saving throws.
You.
That's a 15.
15 does pass. You gain 1 success. As you are down, it feels not unfamiliar for you. This is the first time you've been this grievously wounded, that you can remember at least. But it doesn't feel completely unpleasant. It feels almost like coming home. A chillness takes over your body, the likes of which you do not usually feel. And Bodmon is up. As the spider runs away as fast as it can, Bodmon will use his action surge to dash at it with all of its speed. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Interesting.
9. And as it crawls up the wall, about 20 feet high, he will use the spider web on the ground, which is still currently completely ablaze, taking 3 points of fire damage as he does, to reach up somewhat, and he just barely manages to reach it. He rolls to hit with one of his 2 lances. The first one connects with a 17, just barely. And he does 12 points of piercing damage to the creature. Just like Andre just did, he manages to cut off completely one of the limbs of the creature, who now looks within an inch of its life. He goes for a second strike at the creature, and just barely misses with a 16. The creature now looks almost on the verge of death. Almost completely stopped. You see it not shivering, but trembling. Small parts of the metallic shell of the spider fall on the ground, revealing just a regular exoskeleton of a spider. The metal, upon hitting the ground, turns into a puddle of molten liquid. And Bodmon will end his turn. Azraela, you're up.
I'm
Oh.
scared.
Oh. Rayla's gonna move over here. Where I guess. If you okay, I'm just gonna fire an arrow at this guy.
This guy? Okay. Roll the hit.
This guy being second. 22.
22 does hit. Roll damage.
12.
Well, you do manage to deal good damage to the creature, and that combined with the previous blows to it seem to have weakened it quite significantly, but it is still definitely alive and angry. It looks at Andre, eyes full of hatred and willingness to kill.
I will go for a second on that.
Okay, roll the hit.
24.
24 does hit too. Roll damage. Might be able to kill it. Is she gonna save on?
And 8.
That's barely enough to kill it. How does it die?
Rayla is probably just out of cover. She just kind of peeks out, tries to just nail it in the body, and then hides. Actually, go again.
And the creature dies, flopping on its back and not moving anymore. Anything else?
That was movement that I used 25, right?
Yep.
And then one more up here.
Over there. I think you actually have 5 more feet of movement if you move from there to there. So you should have 1 more, I think.
Yeah, I'll just move them.
Let's see. As you reach through the fiery cobwebs, you take 3 points of fire damage. Anything else on your turn?
Nope.
Let's see.
This is gonna suck for me.
Andre, you're up. Behind you, Rayla has shot arrows, ending a spider threatening you, and is now running through the fiery cobwebs. You're just standing barely outside of them. The Bonmon is currently facing off against the Spider Liege, who itself seems to be preparing one final blow. The crystal on its head warms, and you can feel once more, like before with Mavis, power focusing inside it. What do?
He does not want to risk someone dying, so he's going to go over here. He's going to cast Healing Word on Mavis at level 2.
Okay. How much HP does she regain?
Let's see. 8 healing back.
8 healing back. Mavis, you're taken away from the comforting feeling of home, and your vision blurs back to reality. As you see and you hear the frantic yelps, movements, clashing of steel against tough skin skeletons. And you come back to life with 8 health. Anything else, Andre?
Yep, with my action. Now I'm going to... Is Bodmon within 5 feet of the thing right now?
Bodmon, yes, he's very much within 5 feet of it.
Alright. Oh, I hate this so much. Yeah, I can't cast a spell anymore. It's looking pretty hurt, right?
The spider, yes, it seems to be on its last, almost literally, legs.
All right. I'm gonna go for a short bow then. I'm gonna drop my sickle and my dagger and try to shoot it with a short bow.
All right, roll the hit.
13.
13 does not hit. As you shoot your arrow, it collides with one of the bits. The spider is still coated thickly with the metal, and it bounces off harmlessly. Anything else?
Nope, that's my turn.
That's your turn. The spider, having been focusing power, at first unleashes it with another blast, an area around it. Mavis and Bodmon need to make dex saves. Mavis, if you will.
Yep, I'm going.
Bodmon rolls a natural 1.
I got a 5.
You both fail, and you take. Where's my other D8?
D8. Oof.
Oh, actually, you take 12 points of fire damage.
And I'm down again.
And Bonmon, having completely failed it, is now stuck in the now fiery web that holds both him and the gigantic liege. Yeah, 12 brings him down to 16. Bonmon as well is looking very much damaged. His metal armor, a very fine material, seems almost beginning to melt around him. Very much. It's a situation that must be quite painful. The spider then unleashes the blood that had been charging. In this line, Rayla and Bodmon need to make dex saves. Okay, Bodmon rolls a nat 20, which is very good.
There we go.
Oh my god.
Okay. What about Rayla?
An 18.
An 18. 18 and nat 20 both pass, and you only take half of.
Oh no.
If it rolls math, you take half of 8 damage, so 4 damage each. The creature seems very much nervous, and it begins to melt, almost it seems like. The power of the stone begins to drip. The flames that were encoding it begin to fade away lightly. And it seems to panic a bit. It tries to go up the wall using the web that had been there, but the web collapses completely, having been burned down, and now lies on the floor. And it goes for an attack on Bodmon. I want to volunteer from one of you.
Okay.
Okay, double. Roll a d20. Plus 9.
13.
13 misses. As the
Yeah, my
spider,
terrible luck. Let's go.
as the spider tries and impale Bodmon completely with its last remaining strength, Bodmon manages to completely block the blow using his spears, his lances, and pushes them to the side with immense strength. And that's the end of the spider's turn. Mavis, Roll a death save.
Oh, you better hope I roll well for this advantage. Alright, with advantage, that's a 5.
Mavis, you can feel from inside of you, inside your stomach, something beginning to agitate. You can feel crawling everywhere inside of you, something that wants out. And you feel yourself losing further consciousness, falling and falling into a hell of worms. Everywhere there is nothing but those Ricklers. There is no life. There is no hope. Only the worms. One face comes to your mind. Someone you knew. Someone that was important to you. Who is that face?
With everything that's been that happened recently, it would probably be Shri.
You see the face of that young girl, that child that you knew so far back. The kind smile she wore, even in pain. And you can see, dropping from those bandaged eyes, the same worms that you now feel everywhere around you. And Bodmon is up, standing face to face with the spider. He goes for a hit. I want another volunteer.
I'll do it.
Roll 1d20 plus 6.
Is it slash roll? 1d20 plus 6. Will this work? Nope, it's an unrecognized command.
Just roll one. Just roll a d20 and we'll add.
Okay. Plus 6 is, yeah. So, that's 11.
The 11 does not hit. As he tries to land the first hit with the spear, the spider blocks it with one of its limbs. A limb that's just barely standing up. He lets out a scream of valiance for the name Alholtra and goes for a second attack with his samurai fighting spirit. With advantage. Roll another d20 plus 6.
Someone else should do it.
Yash, go ahead.
Twenty.
The blow lands. And roll 1d12 plus 3. I'll tell you this now. You need 9 damage to kill it.
1d12 plus 3.
13, how does it die? As Bonmon clenches his lance tightly and hits the spider with it. How does he kill the liege? Josh, since you rolled, you have to choose.
Okay. He charges right at the spider. He pulls his freaking spears right up, and he slams it down into its body.
He does so, and the spider stops. The flames all around it completely vanish, even the ones that had caught in the webs. It falls to the ground limp, unmoving, and you hear 3 tanks. One for an emerald, 1 for a ruby, and 1 for a shard.
Mm.
And we are now out of initiative.
I'd like to cast Cure Wounds on Mavis.
Thank you.
It's
You do
just-
so.
It's just like holding, like kind of like holding a massive, like kind of like stab wound in his side. He just like shakily kneels down, puts a hand on her shoulder, and she gains. Do it on the actual thing. 7. Don't ignore the sneak attack. 7 hit points back.
Alright.
Oh boy. And this is the time Andre was waiting for to strike.
Okay, I'm glad you're alive. And he just kind of like sits, like stumbles back a bit.
We're all alive? Yeah?
Yeah. Bodmon,
Andre.
may I?
I'll be fine. You should take care of Mavis and yourself first.
I've been worse, I think.
I can. Oh, I have to choose who I want to give more healing to. How many hit points are you at?
I think you should be able to see it. Oh, wait.
I can't.
I have 7.
Here you go.
You have 7?
Now you can see it.
Alright, I'm gonna get up and like kind of just trudge over. Oh god, okay. Yep. Then I'm gonna cure wounds 2nd level Andre.
Just one up me, don't you?
There's a reason why I do it.
Alright.
So 2d8. That's a 2. That's a 6 plus 5. You get 13 points back.
Alright.
And for you, Botman. And I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at 1st level.
Roll for it.
That is 11 points back.
11 points. Good. You can see the wounds of 1,000, if not more, light marks start to fade a little bit as your healing makes its magic.
And I'm gonna try and cover as much as of like myself with the robe that I wear as possible.
Mm-hmm. Make a sleight of hand check here.
Yeah.
Contested by Bonmon's
Yeah.
perception.
Yeah. And symbiotic entity ends as soon as I ran out of temp hit points, so that's gone. Those effects are gone. Okay, that's that. Plus okay, that 13.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, he's got 8 passive perception. Like,
Yeah.
I would have been surprised if you failed.
Got 13.
Okay, good. I was a valiant foe. A hard-won battle, but it is dead now. Rayla, are you okay?
Yeah, I mean, been better, but I'm okay, yeah. You guys all fought so well.
As did you. Your arrows landed true. Now, there remains only 2 things.
Andre's gonna march over and take the shard.
As you march over to the spider, you go and reach for the shard. You see it lying on the ground next to the ruby and the emerald that fell from the spider's head. Just as you're about to take hold of it, the shard begins to float upwards. You see shadows underneath them. After an instant, they cover the shard completely, and it vanishes from your view, almost invisible. And everyone, you start hearing whispers from everywhere around you. Darkness speaking itself. Only you, Andre, understand. There is a man laughing maniacally. After all that, I lived. Those fools killed it for me. And now I've got it, and they let me. Everyone understands the following. Wow, thanks for killing it for me, idiots. Oh yeah, I was locked in here, that fucker guarding it, stuck in a little corner,
Hold
but
on.
now you killed all of it? Thanks.
Hold on. Fuck, I see him.
The laughter, the taunts, they seem to be coming from everywhere. Andre, you can tell, and only you can see a shadow moving from where the spider is. It goes to circle around you. The shadow itself has roughly the shape of a man. You start to hear another shadow, Andre. The first one doesn't quite seem to realize this, or at least its movements indicate nothing of the sort. What do all of you do?
I can't see. Oh, sorry.
Well, I'd like to go to where I see that first shadow, and I'd like to light my candle that I have.
I see. As you approach the shadow, it goes away. It moves further. You light the candle when you get to where it was. Not much seems to happen. You have a second source of light in the area. What were you saying, Mavis?
I can't see him because I have dark vision still for a few hours.
You cannot see him. You cannot. All you hear is the sound of those taunts
Okay.
from everywhere around.
Can I cast? Can I cast? Oh, I'm mixing up stuff. Can I cast Dispel Magic then?
Where?
Within range, so it's a range of 120 feet. It doesn't say. It just says 120 feet.
You have to choose a cone of 30 feet, don't you?
No, I do not.
Yeah.
Nope.
Any spell of third level. Huh. Okay.
And everything else has a DC I could possibly get.
Right.
Alright, so I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic. Any spell of third or level and the target ends for fourth level or higher. I have to make an ability check.
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect. No, so you can just do magical effect. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to dispel every third level spells.
Yeah. Or I can roll to see if I get anything higher.
Mm-hmm. As you do find yourself fought back against. You feel magic in one place, somewhere in this area here. The magic itself is very powerful. You can feel it. It's almost primordial. It feels like one of those things you'd see in your visions. Like when you first entered the woods, like one of those animals.
Alright.
Do make the DC.
I roll. Okay, so plus my spell modifier, I got a dirty 20.
See. As Mavis casts the spell, Andre, you hear a second voice beginning to speak. And yet, now once more, here you are, donning the coat of shadows and insulting it. The first voice speaks out. Wait, what? What are you doing here? You are nothing more than a shame upon the lot of us. You are no shadow unworthy. But I got the shard like you asked. So Here, you will meet your end. Never once more will you see someone with your own eyes. Never once more will someone see you as a human or as a humanoid. You will never again be either shadow or man. Instead, the hideous abomination, the fusion, which you so like to see yourself as. Goodbye, Samson. Wait, Calter, no! And the voice, Andre, you can hear it, peters out almost instantly, becoming nothing more than murmurs. To you, or to everyone, who has only heard murmurs of this exchange. And Mavis, as you cast the spell, you can feel one magic here becoming visible. It has no shape. It has no form. It is forever changing. Small parts of it seem almost material, like the shadows themselves have condensed into muscles and ligaments, small bits of flesh dangling. But it is nothing that isn't ephemeral. It is fully and completely a shroud of shadow. You see it twirling, almost like hands reaching for the head, or where it should be if it were humanoid. It begins to cling to it and shake. What do you do?
Is this familiar?
Are you asking me? Or
Yeah, like is this similar to the way shadows would cling to Mavis and some of the visions, like the same?
this is
No.
completely separate. It feels, for you, Andre, it feels much more like what you sometimes had. Like that time the butterflies crawled into your mouth.
Do we still see a shard? Like, can I see the shard?
The shard has fallen from its hand and resounds in a loud echo as it falls to the ground. The creature, as it hears this, tries to pick it up, but it can't. Every time it tries, the shard simply goes through its hand.
Like to walk up.
Wait, do I see this as well? Does everyone, or is it just Mavis?
Everyone can see it.
Okay. I need to wait.
It's in this general spot.
Well, if I can see the shard, I don't know if I have any of it left, but do I still have that light thing that I can activate?
You can try.
I'd like to try.
As you try to activate it, you dig deep within yourself, and you feel cruelty bubbling up. You feel an incessant need to know bubbling up. Curiosity. And you hear the words resound through your mind. Words that you heard before. And through you is incessant lust for discovery. This need to learn will live on. And for the briefest moments, your light does indeed activate. And you see through the shadow. You see a husk of a man which you once saw, caught in a net, pathetic. Only this time warped. Your light fades away almost immediately, but not before you are imprinted with the immensely powerful hue of the shard. Even after the light fades, you can still see the orange glow of it stuck within your eyes, almost blindingly.
That's the case this time. He's gonna just try to snatch it. Like, snatch the shard up this time.
You walk up to the shadow and grab the shard. It tilts what might be its head towards you and gives you a look. It's hard to tell what emotions it might be feeling. It doesn't have any shape, any form. You can feel from it aggression start to bubble up. What do you do?
He just looks at it and then just takes a step back.
The shadow moves on you. It scratches at you to try and regain the shard, but it can't. Through all of its efforts, it only goes through you. None of the blows have any impact. I see. So this must be what remained of Samson.
Seems so.
Are any of you still able to use your magic? A shadow seems to turn towards Bodmon. It seems anxious.
I don't know. I don't know if I can heal it. Can I try and reach out and touch it?
As you try and reach out to touch it, it feels strange, like you're just away from touching something physical, but you never could. Just almost like it was a liquid, but it's not.
Oh,
No, I think it's best if we put him out of his misery. And at that point, the shadow recoils, and it begins to slowly move away.
If he still
What
has
do you
some
do?
desire to live, I'm not sure if we can do it.
I mean,
Yeah,
a
you're
shadow. A shadow is nothing. And I'm just gonna walk down and look at the emerald and the ruby.
As you take a good look at them, you can clearly see that each of those is worth quite a pretty penny. You're no jeweler, but if you'd like, you can make an investigation check to try and see how much it might be worth.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, that's a blue plus investigation. Oh, that's not as good as I could do. 12?
Well, you're definitely sure that the range for this is in the hundreds, or maybe even in over 1,000. But it's hard to know. You've never really dealt so much in jewels. You're usually more in organic produce. It's simple. I I just simply can't imagine this being anything more than a fate worse than death for Samson. So desperate for recognition, and yet here he is. Nothing more than the echo of a shadow, surrounded by corpses in a lone, far underground cave.
See what you mean. I know he betrayed you, but I understand that he may have meant something to you. So if it doesn't bother you, I can take care of it. At least I think I can.
Does Samson himself want that before you make a move?
He'll look to the...
Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Go.
Andre will look to the mass and go, I can make it quick, but ultimately it's up to you.
He looks conflicted. Also, sorry, Ash, can you repeat that?
Oh, sure. Go ahead. What are you talking about?
I didn't understand that. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. Do I mumble too much? I'm sorry.
I think it's just your mic.
Uh,
I don't know how the others understand you.
my bad. No, I was just saying to like Andre that like, you should ask Samson what he wants before doing anything.
And help but feel this may be where it may have led. This last remnants. Someone with no discipline, no morals, nothing of substance to him. He turns to you, Andre. Please, make it painless, if you can.
Look away if you must. And he's going to pull out his sickle. And right around where the head should be, he'll just quickly make one slash to just try to completely decapitate.
As you do so, your sickle goes straight through it and doesn't seem to inflict any damage. The shadow's countenance seems to change a bit. Less afraid, and it seems almost like it's gloating.
I see. There's only one other thing I could possibly do then. I'm going to try to cast Vicious Mockery on it.
Okay.
Let's see. Like, is this guy corporeal at this point, or is he just stuck like this?
I mean, a shadow is nothing. There's nothing to hit. There's nothing it can do. It just exists.
Is it a creature? It has a personality.
It does need to make a wisdom saving throw, correct?
Yes. DC 15.
That's a 12. It fails. How much damage does it take?
Where did I put that? It takes 7 psychic damage.
So it does, as you use your magic to reach deep into it, you have a bit more of an understanding of that thing. You understand a bit more its state of mind. You can see the arrogance turn into dread as your attack lands. You can see, you can feel, underneath all of those surface emotions, a deep wound of betrayal. Something the creature itself doesn't quite understand yet is why. How? And it takes the damage.
Landed, but I don't believe I could make it painless if I have to use spells.
Bonmon turns to the shadow. And what will it be, Samson? Will you run away until the very end, not facing who you are or who you were, as you always used to? Or will you stand tall, and for this time, the last time, acknowledge your sins and repent for them? The creature wobbles. It seems unsure. You still have a bit of a hold on its mind from your attack. And you can feel that it's not even considering what Bodmon is saying. It's looking at you and considering you. And it takes a step back, and then two, as it begins to move away, and it tries to meld in the shadows of the room. What do you do?
He'll kind of like lift his hand up, take his theater mask off, and ask Bobmon, "Are you sure you want me to do this?"
He seems very conflicted. It would be a coward's action to hit a fleeing man, but to save a friend from himself is an act of nobility. Please, if you would.
Look ahead as he fully takes off the mask, kind of facing his back to everyone as there are tears streaking down his face. "I'm so sorry this happened to you." And he's going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
And it will fail the saving throw. The whispers from yours. Actually, you describe it.
Typically, they're kind of really chaotic and, just like there's a bunch of them, but this time it's all like voices that he can tell are it's Andre just saying, "Just relax. I'm so sorry this happened. Just rest."
As you do so, the shadows begin to fall away, and you see nothing more than the remains of a man, Samson. The body itself has clearly been changed a lot. Half of it is still ephemeral, moving on its last legs, on the verge of death, but not quite yet. Although the death is inevitable, there is still time for action. Andre, as your attack connects once more, you have knowledge of what's going on in his mind. He almost doesn't seem to believe this is the end. One phrase, among so many, of just blind hatred and blame upon others, stands out. Calter, why? I betrayed the birds for you. Does anyone do anything?
Andre will put his mask back on and turn back to everyone else. The deed is done.
What do Rayla and Mavis do at this moment? Starting with Rayla, I'm calling you out.
I was about to speak. You can see Rayla wipe away at her eyes and kind of crouch down and close her eyes. And just kind of whispering to herself, like, I just did not this. I can't do this anymore. And you see her kind of hugging herself as she's crouching down.
From yourself, Rayla, you can feel Mira, and Andre, and Mavis, and Bodbon. I'll see her. Hug you. Comfort washes over you. Peace and warmth. You can feel a tendril going from Mira. Tendril that only you can see. Tendril seems to be headed for Samson. A tendril of the same piece. As it appears, Mira is trying to activate the ability. What do you do?
I let her do it.
Yeah, what do you do? You let her do it?
Yeah.
Okay. And she activates the gift of the sister. As as Samson fades away, Andre, you quickly see his state of mind change to one of comfort, not of joy, but of acceptance. One of Zen. And Rayla, you feel that as well. You can see a flurry of images going far into your mind. You can see a lone human boy standing alone in an alleyway of a dance city. He's going around, but no one seems to notice him. And so he forces them to notice him. He does stupid things, as a kid does, one of his young age. Sometimes he's caught, sometimes he's not. But at the core of it, he only really wanted the attention on whatever stupidity he was doing. After a few years, you can tell because he's grown up quite a bit. You can see him enter a cave of some kind. The details are very blurry. He's welcomed in by dozens of hooded figures. One of them, in particular, speaks in a clear voice. Welcome to the Everbirds. Time passes, and you can tell that, again, it's been a few years. Calter's body has changed. Aged. Not Calter, sorry, Samson. And here he is, talking with someone else. A shadow. Not unlike what you just saw him as, but almost it seems like it's more. It's hard to put your finger on what. Time passes once more, and you see him meeting a young Water Genasi, talking and traveling with a proud centaur knight. Time passes once more, and you see him standing in a cave with a humongous dead spider. You can hear his own laughter as Bodmon runs away. More time passes, and you can see him as you see him now, dying in peace, in joy, in contentment, appeased by your gift. That is where we'll end the session.